Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank each of you for being here. This is extremely important, and I appreciate all of your expertise here. You know, I've been around now for 12 years, so I've seen a lot of what has happened here in the drug industry, and a lot of the policy that has shaped the drug industry in real time, and it's some of it for better and some of it, unfortunately, for worse. But you know, if you go back a couple of decades, we understand that Europe was really the leader in biopharmaceutical innovation. And so you ask yourself, what happened? What happened in Europe, and why did the United States all of a sudden take over that lead? And one of the things that happened was the bureaucratic burden and the price controls that Europe imposed. And we need to learn some important lessons from that, not to let that happen here in America. I often say that I practiced pharmacy for over 40 years, and I saw nothing short of miracles as a result of research and development, and we want to continue with that. We want to continue to make sure that companies that we're letting the markets work, and that we're letting capital flow to risk, and that we're letting science lead. That is extremely important. I do understand and appreciate the point that has been made here about China and about them taking the lead, but we can't beat China by copying China, because China does not operate under the same rules and regulations that we do. We all understand that. We're going to beat them the same way that we beat Europe, and that is by doubling down on what actually made America the leader in the first place: entrepreneurial spirit, access to capital, free markets, and the best science in the world. And I still say we have the best scientists in the world right here in the United States of America. Dr. Verst, I want to ask you first, from where you sit, what are the one or two pro-innovation policies that Congress should be prioritizing right now to make sure that the U.S. holds our lead, instead of policies that risk ceding our leadership to China?
Terrific question. I think that most recently, of course, Trailblazer, the Operation Trailblazer, those components I think are critical in so much that it does ensure the coalescence, or if you will, all of the HHS divisions coming together. We talked here today about, of course, the FDA, and I know it's not within the scope, but that adjacency will be critical, especially, for instance, we talked about today, community-based practitioners becoming more integral into clinical trials here in the U.S. And I'll just give a few data points. Oncology is the world's largest clinical trial market. Over 40 to 50% of the entire global clinical trials resides within oncology. Our oncology clinical trial investigator capacity is being taxed, especially, as stated, more of the academic medical centers.
Right.
It's concentrated there. We have to get out into the communities. You know, so that these are, I think, important components that will help us to ready ourselves for the volume of clinical trials and, of course, the resulting capacity in order to accommodate them.
Okay, well, let's do kind of shift gears a little bit and talk about the clinical trials, because we talked about it a little bit up here about decentralizing it, and that's something that I really do think is can be beneficial, particularly in using all the healthcare facilities that are available. It was mentioned FQHCs. I would also carry that to be local pharmacies. That's another area we can, remember, pharmacists are the most accessible healthcare professionals in America. Over 90% of all Americans live within 5 miles of a pharmacy, so we need to take advantage of those type of things. FDA's own guidance recognizes that fully decentralized approaches aren't right for every trial, and I understand that. But Ms. Winkler, I want to ask you, what's standing in the way of scaling decentralizing trials in the U.S. today, and what can FDA and Congress do to remove those barriers?
So we've talked about some of the barriers, and some of it is training those local investigators. Some of it is even just asking, not only the patient, but asking those providers who might be willing to participate, so the community pharmacist or the community health centers. And then there is a basic problem, which is contract and budget negotiation. It wastes time, and it happens again and again, and it may seem strikingly basic and not worth the time of addressing, but it stops engaging new investigators, and it stops patients who want to participate in trials having the opportunity to do so. We have to fix it.
Thank you for mentioning that. And it never occurred to me. I didn't realize that was such a problem. Huh. Okay, well, thank y'all very much, and I yield back.